So hello my brothers and sisters, my name is Tim Heijen and I'm a dragon witch. And it felt like I haven't slept in days. I feel so tired. But I feel that I should also say to you how it's been going, because I broke a few ribs of mine and I'm still trying to recover from that. And in the meanwhile, I bought something new, a new figure. It's not a dragon, but it's very similar to the dragon. And if a Christian saw this, they would freak out because they like to compare this figure with the demon or devils or Satan or whatever. But in fact, it's Baphomet, and Baphomet is a figure of wisdom, a figure of fertility, and a figure actually of life and balance. And that is actually very similar to dragons, and that is why I love this figure so much. And look how cute he is. He's so cute. Like, oh, how can you even demonize something like this? It's so beautiful. And it's just, it's just shouts that um, it shouts that it's just wisdom and unity and it's all of that. But of course, like I said, Christians, they love to demonize everything that is not theirs, even though everything that they have is stolen. And that is why they say to me, you should actually read the Bible. But my goddess, I know everything from the Bible. I even know more than them, because my entire youth I've been inside of a monastery even, and been taught by nuns. I've been, these were my first teachers in spirituality. These were nuns, in fact. And everything that stands in the Bible is so controversial and so going against each other. Plot holes everywhere. It's like, that is why I decided, when I went inside of the Dragon's Path, I decided to read no books at all. The only thing that you need to know about the spiritual path of the dragon is that it's a right-hand spirituality. It's not a religion. It's a right-hand spirituality where there are no leaders, no one that is smarter than you. There is no one above you, not even the dragon gods themselves. They are beside you. They are next to you, not underneath, not above you, but next to you. And also, what you also need to know, we are being seen as the unlikely witches because we don't seek to be witches. We are actually getting this title, this self-proclaimed title, because we are searching for the dragon. In the meanwhile of it, in this search, we as well, alongside with the dragon by our side, we use magic. And in this process, we actually become dragon witches. We are also very different than the majority of people. What else can you say? Of course, it's a gray path, so we don't decide between light and dark. We take everything that is typically the dragon, and we are a very solitary path. So that means that we don't go to gatherings, and that is actually all you need to know about the dragon's path. How your dragon is going to be, I don't know. Even the dragon gods, when they come before you, they will always come before you in a different way than our brothers and sisters. They can come before you not in a physically different way, only a physically different way, but also in a different way altogether. Because it all depends on who you are and what kind of a child of the dragon god you actually are. So that is why I say that every path is going to be different. But I said to myself that I will not, for example, I will not read books anymore. And that is why a lot of people, even on the dragon's path, the kind of people who say and claim that they are dragon priests, and I cannot stand that word, because there are no priests. You don't know who my dragon is. I do not know who your dragon is and how the dragon god will stand before you. I do not know, and no one will know. And that is why we shouldn't claim that we know everything. And that is why I say there are no dragon priests. But these people, they read all of the books, all of mythology and things like this. So whenever I say, for example, Fafnir was feeling, as he comes to me, like a human. He used to be born like a human. And then people say, no, it was actually a dwarf. It was actually a dwarf who killed his father. But a dwarf, my goddess, unless those are little people, but actually I can feel very much a human energy whenever Valvenir comes to me, a very much human energy. It's a very personal experience actually, as well, that I'm trying to explain. I'm not trying to explain whatever stands in the books. And that is also why I was actually very shocked the first time that I read the Bible. People are so much clung to that Bible, but it has so much controversy and so much going against each other, like I said, plot holes, that you can have so many versions of it. And I don't want this in the Dragon's Path. We are an every version of every person that we are. It's not like a group of that and a group of that and a group of that. No, we are all individuals. We are all going our own path, our own way, and if you want to read in books, that's fine. That's fine. But if you ask me, if there are some books that I can recommend, actually, like I said, that is your own book that is actually empty, that you have to write into yourself, because it's your lore. Like I said, you don't have to look up to Jesus, you don't have to look up to Muhammad, you don't have to look up to anything or anyone. Here in this world, you are your own Jesus. You are your own child of God. You are your own one who tries to save this world with your own lore that you receive from your dragon, the wisdom that you want actually to oh, sorry, Buffy. Um, the wisdom that you want to spread. For example, my wisdom that I want to spread, that the dragon has teach me, is to be nice to animals, to be good for animals, to be good for life, to be good for the forest. That is what I'm trying to say beside my dragon's path, beside about speaking about dragons. I also have a different kind of things to say beside, but that I only teach, it's been taught to me by the dragons in my specific dragon's path. That is why I can say to you that you have to do the same. Everyone has a different task, a different thing to do inside of our dragon's path, and a different lore we all have. We all have a different lore. For example, when I was 2 years old, for example, I almost died, and I'm convinced of a brain disease, and I'm convinced in just a few seconds I miraculously was healed. Even the doctors didn't say anything. I mean, they couldn't understand it, why I was actually, everyone was giving up on me, and I was only grabbing something in front of me that only my dad could could enter the room where I was. I came to understand that everyone inside of my family was Christian, and they wanted to put crosses on me and things like this. But I was screaming every time when I'm trying to do this. That is why a lot of people, even on inside of my family, say I'm evil, I'm the devil, because I like Buffy. Oh, look at him! It's so cute. But I actually follow the dragons. The dragons are the ones that I follow. The dragons that have shown me a different kind of earth, a different kind of path. And that is why I will not stick to books. I will not stick to mythology. Of course, I recognized the names of the dragon gods inside of mythology and what kind of dragons that they used to worship. But I have a different encounter with them. I have a different story to tell with them. And also my own story, like I said, I actually was supposed to die when I was 2 years old, but the dragon didn't allow it. And everyone was putting crosses on me, and I was screaming and screaming. Only my dad was allowed to enter. My dad, who was not a Catholic, who just let my mother go with all of her family. He was not a Catholic. He was the only one who was allowed with me. And that was the moment that I was always grabbing. The first time that I smiled in a very long time with a high fever that should have killed me. But that moment, that is one of the stories that I have. I don't look up to stories where Jesus did it or Jesus did that, or maybe Fafnir did this and Fafnir did that. No, I encountered Fafnir, and in my very own way, I will also have my own experience with Fafnir, as well with the other dragon gods that I encountered in my path. So you also have to know, inside of your dragon's path, there is no one higher that can tell you this is it, whatever you are saying, that cannot be, because in the mythology it said that. No, it's a personal experience, my brothers and sisters. A personal experience that I want to explain a little bit in general, but never in details, because I cannot go in details. I don't know your dragon. And whenever I went inside of a dragon's eye, which is the circle of your dragons, I mean, I was not welcome, because I could push brothers and sisters in the wrong direction. The only thing that I can say to you, you have a dragon by your side. You have a dragon god who loves you very much, and you have to know who your dragon gods are eventually. These dragon gods are your guardians, your protectors, your creators even, and the ones who wants to guide you in this difficult life, in this entire life. This is just a test for us, a test for you, your dragon spirit living inside of a human skin that needs to go through all of this. And this is a very difficult and very confusing experience in itself. We are walking a human's path with our inside of our dragon existence, you can say. And but it is not what I will say to people, because I know how it sounds, and how no people will declaim me for someone crazy, especially here in this side of Europe. They will say how crazy it is, because most people here are atheists, and the other ones are Catholics and Muslims, and they are so far gone in their own ideas that I live my own idea. I live my own experience here in the forest, very well hidden inside of the forest. Now I can go away because I fell, but normally I go to the forest and I just, this is my place. This is what I can feel. For example, some people ask me, what kind of a dragon soul do you feel actually inside of you? Well, actually I've been saying there is no dragon souls, but I was just hiding it away, and actually what it is a forest dragon. I am so lured to the forest. I'm so in love with the forest. The forest is my home. It feels like my home. But of course, something that I cannot tell to people. I just went to the forest and just leave me alone, just as dragons are. But I want to shout out to the world, and I'm hoping for other people actually to hear the name dragon and to be triggered by the name dragon. Not to look up into books, look into your feelings, look into your instincts, your emotions. I felt Fafnir as used to be a human, not a dwarf who killed his father. Dwarfs, my brothers and sisters, in a different dimension, but not in this one, because yeah, there are also a lot of plot holes inside of mythology, and I don't follow all of mythology. I follow the names, yes, but what I can feel is completely different than people who stands, I'm a dragon priest, I know that Fafnir is a dwarf who killed his father. You are completely wrong. Okay, that's fine. I don't really care whatever you are saying and whatever you know, because it feels like you don't have experience. You should have experience. You should feel instincts, emotions, feelings, everything. That is what you need. That is what you need. An entirely empty book that you write your own stories in your own Bible, you can say, but it's in fact, I call it a book of dragon shadows, because it follows the shadows of the dragon. It follows your own shadow. The shadow that you now have is that of a human, but the shadow within your spirit is that of the dragon, that you have to follow your shadows. That I say it's the book of dragon shadows. Follow the shadow of the dragon. So, my brothers and sisters, don't look up to people, don't look up even to brothers and sisters, look up to yourself. Here in this case, you are the child of the dragon gods. The dragon gods who are directly with you, also with the guardians by your side that will always protect you, because that is what dragons are. They are guardians, they are protectors, they are healers. They are trying to heal me as well at this moment. I can feel that. I can feel that, my brothers and sisters. So follow your own desire, follow your own instincts. That is the only thing that I actually ask a bit from you. Not to be distracted by humanity. Humanity is not of importance. They are just an obstacle that you have to go through. But in the end, your test will only be succeeded if you just know who you are, if you discover who you are, and if you find your true self inside of your soul, inside of your dragon soul.